Being Broadtail is brought to you by CPJ, distributors of Grey Goose Essences, the Harry J Recording Studio, Broad Axe Communications, 1010 Events and Rentals, and Morgan's Creek. Hey everyone, I'm Dania Beckford. Bold, sometimes brash, and since I'm the CEO of Broadtail Design, I consider myself Broadtail beautiful. It's time we make the conversations we have as women open, honest, and authentic as we navigate living our best lives. Join me as I have intimate conversations with women of all sizes, shapes, and confidence levels as we explore being Broadtail. Hi, my Broadtails. Welcome to another episode of Being Broadtail. My guest this week, I've known her for over 20 years. I've been so happy to cheer her on as a groundbreaking entrepreneur, owning the skincare space in Jamaica and making great strides in the export market. I'm always smelling like yummy pancakes because of her, but her breakthrough as a business owner happened because of her challenges with living with lupus. She has sponsored my 3 seasons of this podcast. My skin always supple and nice because of her. I had to literally drag her to be here because she's such an introvert. You may know her as the Morgan's Creek lady. I can't believe I'm finally interviewing Joni-Dale Morgan. Hi, Joni.
Hi, Dania.
I can't believe you're there in real life. I cannot believe what I was
Pinch me.
healthy. I'll if we did overseas, would I make it back here because you said yes. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. Now, as you know, we have to keep the conversation spirited.
Of course.
Right? And this season, it's with Grey Goose Essences.
All right.
And I already know you love strawberries. So we have
Yes.
strawberries here. We have a strawberry flavor. And just like how you find a skill in life with skincare, me, I try to find a skill with bartending. And so I did 1 part Grey Goose Essences, 1.5 parts tonic water, 1.5 parts soda water, and then more fancy. So, I have to put a little strawberries in there with a little rosemary. Boy, the pouring have me done whole season, but may I try my best. I wonder if CPJ can give me a course. Or for the pouring part, yeah. I think I got A for effort and fail for the pouring.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we're cheersing to viable entrepreneurship and way more money.
Definitely.
Tell me, Joni.
It's good. It's good.
We're going good, though.
Yeah, it's
the
good.
clean up around the edges, but
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
very
good.
much.
It's good. Good job.
Thank you. So, Joni, we have known each other since high school.
Yes.
We went to the St. Hilda's Diocesan High School for Girls.
The one and only.
The one and only in Brownstown, St. Anne. And you were always like the girl next door at school. You were always smiling. I feel like so this whole demure and mindful, that described you totally in high school. So you never give no trouble. You were always laughing and enjoying school life.
Yeah.
But then we kind of separated because I went to UA and you went to NCU.
Right.
And then we lost touch. And then we found back each other in Kingston in 2016 when he started Morgan's Creek. Yeah. But a lot happened to you in that period. Tell me about what happened to you while you were at NCU and about you finding out that you have lupus.
So when I had already left NCU and I started to work into my family business, and I started to get joint pains, but we couldn't figure out exactly what was happening. And they thought it was dengue. They thought it was so many different things. Because the thing with lupus is that it takes a while for them to really know exactly what it is that is happening. So when I went to the hospital, again, they were treating me for dengue. And then they said, go to Andrews. Maybe they can figure out exactly what is happening. And then that is when the doctor at the time diagnosed me with lupus. And
how old were you?
About 21.
Okay.
Yeah, about 21.
Yeah.
So when he told me, I was like, what is lupus? And of course, these doctors, they tell you the worst things. He told me all the different things, your organs failing, you're not going to be living the life that you're thinking that you should live. And I'm like, I'm 21. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
And, if my mother, she's just going to be, she was just like, okay, she have a thing where she goes,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's true.
So we
Mrs. Morgan
didn't,
is,
yeah, so we didn't take it serious. They put me on steroids, but it wasn't as bad as how it eventually got.
Okay.
So, I didn't really do more. I did some amount of research, but when you go online, they're telling you the worst. So I'm just like, I do not have that. I don't know what they're talking about. Let's just move on with life.
Right.
So I moved on with life, stopped taking the meds, and I was good for a good 10 years. Got married and everything. And
something I forgot to get married?
yeah, you and a lot of people.
Yeah. So you were living your best life.
So I was living my best life. And then I just got the flu in 2012, like the Christmas. I got the flu and I just wasn't getting any better. I wasn't getting any better at all. And they tried a lot of different medications and nothing was working. And I remember I was at home for about a month, just sick, and nothing is happening, nothing is working. And I couldn't breathe one day, and I was talking to a girlfriend of mine. She said, call him mommy and tell her, say you can't breathe. Carry me to SZN Hospital. I'm there and I'm in the waiting room, and everybody knows Mr. Morgan's daughter at SZN Hospital. Mm-hmm. So I'm seeing all the doctors and the nurses and everybody just looking around, and I'm like, am I dying? Like, what is happening? Everybody just looks so concerned. And I did not know anything else until 2 months after.
Until 2 months after?
Until 2 months after.
You were in a coma? What was that?
I was in an induced coma. So I didn't even know what happened. It's like months after, my parents and everybody's telling me what happened, because, they're telling me in increments. They don't want to just tell me one time exactly what happened.
So what exactly happened?
So everything shut down and I couldn't breathe. So the helicopter had to carry me from SZN Hospital to KPH. And then they put me in the ICU at KPH. And then they put the induced coma. So I had a feeding tube, and I don't know what else happened. I know at one point I flatlined because they had taken me like from ICU to the ward, and they called my parents and like, this is the last, you need to come back in and say your goodbyes. And I'm like, again, I'm hearing this like after months after, and I'm like, what? And, seeing my parents' face, my mom she's looking like
she went through it.
No, she's looking like, don't worry yourself, you're all right.
Okay.
Yeah, but my dad, he looked like the truck run over him. And, I remember being in the hospital after 2 months and I have the tube and the nurses, I remember I can't eat anything and they have Jello. No, I don't really eat Jello, right? And I just want to taste the Jello. And there, eventually, when they took out the tube and I tasted Jello, I was like, oh, this is what Jello feels like.
You completely forgot what food felt like?
I completely forgot what food felt like. But let me tell you, those ladies at KPH, they did a fantastic job.
Okay, so 2 months in a coma, hearing everything that happened to you, after it happened to you, how did you recover from that? What was recovery like?
It was a lot because I was on a lot of steroids. So I'm normally slim and the steroids had me maybe about...
You were like three sizes up, right?
Yeah. So I was maybe 75 pounds more. My hair fell out. So I'm looking in the mirror and I'm not recognizing who this person is. I couldn't walk. I had to be in Pampers. So I remember telling mommy, oh, you have to get pull-ups, like what you see on TV,
Yeah.
I'm a big kid now, kind of thing. And I had to, I'm this is me at 30, just living my best life. And I'm like, what is this? Am I supposed to be here? Why am I going through these trials and tribulations? Like, I'm a good person, like.
You were the good girl at school.
Yeah, like.
You never get in no trouble.
Right,
You were always nice with everybody.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's what kind of karma this? I don't do nobody nothing, and I went through all of that. It's a lot of personal feelings. You don't know how to explain it. Here I pretty much just got married, and they're telling you, oh, you can't have kids because of the medications that you'll be on, and you feel guilty because here you are now saying, this is not right, and I can't be a good wife or a mother or anything, and I can't give you all that you should have. And I remember that that was like a battle, and I know that was the main reason why we got divorced. Because I didn't know who I was.
Right.
And I couldn't explain. Yeah, and I couldn't explain it. And I just felt like he deserved better. He deserved a mother, a wife, somebody can give you what you want. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. And again, even being back in the day, we're driving from Kingston through Mount Russell, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. No, I couldn't even take up a plate without my father taking up the plate for me.
So you couldn't even hold your own food?
I couldn't do that. They had to feed me. And even when I could, they still didn't allow it. So my dad used to wake up in the morning. So yeah, so all of a sudden I was a child again. So he used to make sure, come, monkey, make sure you eat. And him take up the tablets. And him, come. And this is me.
A long time I call you monkey.
A long time I call him monkey. And I'm just like, and even when I'm trying to know, because I'm an adult and I'm trying to be the adult that I used to be.
Independent again.
Yeah, and it was hard because you feel like if you step out, you're going to get sick. And again, the doctors are telling you, oh, this is going to happen and that is going to happen.
Feeling like you're living in a bubble.
Exactly. And and then the medications, they make you feel suicidal. They make you feel, I remember one time, if you touch me, I just start crying. Because you just feel just so emotional and overwhelmed. And it took me a while to kind of be like, okay, gather yourself. You have to stay true to your God, true to the foundation, and understand that, okay, you have these suicidal thoughts, but you get rid of it real quick because that will just take you down on a journey.
So would you say that at that time you were feeling depressed about where you were in life?
You feel extremely depressed because me, I'm a daddy's girl in terms of business. So I want to do this and I want to do that. And I want to get up and, how our parents grow, you can't lie down in bed. So even when I just came out of the hospital, daddy's like, come, going on the road. Joni can't walk,
Cannot walk, but you have to do something.
But, come, going to put things on your foot so that you can walk. And and I was walking with the little walker thing that my grandmother had. And they had to have the little thing in the bathroom so that I can sit down on the toilet. So it was like baby stages.
Right. So you're in this situation now and you're trying to recover. You were working in your dad's business before that.
Right.
And post the suicidal thoughts and your own intention to gather yourself. When I met you back in 2016, you told me that it was because of what you went through that you started Morgan's Creek. Right. So how did we move from you wanting to be a corporate executive, having that corner office, to working in daddy's hardware on the business side of life? Now you went through this traumatic situation with sickness and getting into skincare. Like, I not even remember you doing sciences at school.
Right. So after that whole episode, I needed to do physiotherapy. And, I just had so many different doctors. I wasn't in the mood. We actually closed on the hardware because I was running the hardware and I couldn't get back into that type of environment, workmen is a different type of environment.
The stress,
Yes.
the dust, all of it.
Everything, it just was not aligning with my new self.
Right.
So I have a friend in the industry, and she was making, she makes soaps for a lot of the hotels. And she was just like, come, let me teach you. Because she has a school, cosmetology school and everything. And I was like, no problem, because I couldn't do anything anyways.
right.
I felt like I was back to ground zero.
Right.
Like, what am I going to do? And, she taught me all the different tricks in the trade, made soaps, I mean, them come out like a mess, but for some reason I was enjoying the process. I was enjoying it. It was making me happy again. I didn't feel this sadness or, like this dark cloud over me anymore. It just felt good. And, my parents have a wholesale, so I used to just make it in the wholesale, and sales reps used to come and they'll be like, oh, it smells so good, and let me try this. And hope the excitement that people got from me making the products, it felt good. And for even me, my skin was a mess. My skin was thin. You just touch me and I'd already get a bruise. I look like somebody was beating me every day, so I needed to even just change that about me, what I wear and stuff like that. So I was just like, okay, let me just try a thing. And, every now and then persons come and say, let me buy it, let me buy it. And I was like, oh,
this is working.
All right. This don't look too bad. This look like it can go on. And I remember just needed to move out of Ochi. Mainly because I needed my family to see me as an adult again. Because me being there and them seeing me, I'm just looking like
fragile.
Yeah,
like
they're seeing me back in the
you.
hospital.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're seeing, and of course, I don't know what they're seeing.
Because you were not even awake when it was happening.
So I remember, and everything just aligned. I remember I came to Kingston. A friend of mine told me that, there's an opening in Sovereign. I was like, okay, no problem. And as I went, the property manager was just like, he loved my ideas. He gave me the keys. Johnny, don't even put down one deposit yet. And then I said, okay, I need to find an apartment.
I remember that's when you and I met up because you were looking for somewhere to live.
Right. And I got an apartment the same day the lady got me. And I was just like, okay.
The alignment.
And, I've always had a good team. I have core friends that I can depend on. And in starting Morgan's Creek, everything just went step by step without even me stressing about anything.
Yes.
Everything was just so aligned. I felt like I had a purpose again. I felt happy again. My dad could see me as an adult again, to know that he don't have to worry as much as how he used to worry before. You know what I mean? And I think that is one of the most important things for me, for him to be okay. And say that I am okay. Yes, things going to happen, but I got all right.
Yeah, I got all right. So now we have the store and we're selling soaps and candles. We're selling body butters. We're selling oils. We're selling body splash. Like Bath and Body Works now have nothing for you. I'm stop by that because I'm just by Morgan's Creek. And people are catching on. Some of the hotels have it. You have a store in Kingston at Sovereign, one in Trelawney now. And you also have products in Fontana.
Right.
So everything is booming, and then boom, COVID happened.
But I did great in COVID.
Right.
Yes.
But you were fully masked up. And every time I went into the store, and then when I said Joni Rona back, would I heal you from Rona back? Because we all didn't want you to get sick.
Yes.
Because we know that if you were to have COVID, we actually don't know what would happen.
Exactly.
Did you catch COVID?
And I did get COVID.
Yes, you did.
God knows how I got COVID.
Because you always mask up and far from it, but you catch COVID.
But I still get COVID. And when I got COVID, it ended up affecting my kidneys. And then the kidneys, they had to give me so much medication that it ended up messing up with my hips. So I had to do a hip surgery
Right.
after that.
Because you were walking with a cane for a while.
Because I was walking with a cane,
You did all
right?
got carnival in a cane, with your cane.
Yes.
You're not basically up on the truck with
We
your
were
cane.
on the truck and
because-
Trinidad, and I reached Trinidad, and my
Yes.
doctor had a heart attack, but I went.
Because and you and I were talking about that too. And one of the things that you said was that you didn't want to get back to the person who you were when you were sick first. And so as much as you can enjoy yourself,
Exactly,
you wanted to. But let's talk about this hip surgery. Was there any challenges happening there?
So with the hip surgery, I did take a while to actually get the hip surgery.
You kept delaying it?
I kept delaying it for so many reasons. Trinidad Carnival was February. My priorities weren't the greatest. But the thing, and I try to explain to my doctors as well with lupus, is that it's also a mental thing. Yes, it's physical, but I need to tell myself that the lupus is not going to determine every step in my life. Because the thing with lupus is that every time you go to the doctor and they tell you something else is wrong, you have to grieve that process. So you have to grieve, oh, I can't have kids. You have to grieve, oh, my kidney is not working how it should be. You have to grieve again that you can't be as physical as everybody else.
Right.
So it's like a constant grieving process. So the things that you do enjoy, you have to hold on to them.
Right, because I even remember, because you know me, I always want PR something. And you and I started our businesses at the same time. So Morgan's Creek Broadtail. And I've been wanting, Joni, make me do a series with you now. Joni, make me talk about this same thing that we're talking about right now. And one of the times I kind of felt like you were putting me off, like you didn't want to do it. I said, but me don't understand. Me feel like me I push up on Joni. I mean, I like a feeling here. And because, I'm very straightforward, I came to you and said, me feel like me I beg you for promote your own or something. I mean, I really understand where I'm going. And that's when she sat down and said, I don't really plan my life more than a month at a time because I've been so close to death so many times.
Exactly.
That she's like, Dana, you want to do a 6 months plan? I mean, know if I'll live this next week, which gave me a lot of perspective about what you were going through. And then I kind of pulled back and we did the plan a week at a time. What we're going to do this week and we're going to do next week. And now we're up on the show. So tell me, where are you now? Because when you walked into the studio, the first thing I said, Mr. Joni, oh, your ear gets so long. Because remember the time when there was no hair because your hair fell out.
Exactly.
And you're smiling more again. I mean, you say you want 5 pounds, I may have 20 can you. And so, when you're ready, just let me know. But how is your health situation now?
So my health situation, it's not great, but it's better. I've learned to give myself grace, because I think I'm the one who put a lot of pressure on myself to do more. Oh, I need to do this and I need to do that. And now I'm okay with saying I'm tired. I want to sleep. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I try to explain it in my small circle, and they understand. But again, I said it's mostly me feeling like wanting to do more.
Right.
So I have learned to just be like, chill out. You know what I mean? And, for the first time this year, I've traveled so much this year because as you rightly said.
You just come from China?
I just come from China and I went to Italy and I went to Portugal.
Yes.
And this is me not planning, as you know, more than a month in advance.
Yeah, she still does that. She does not plan her life more than a month.
Because you just feel like the other shoe going to fall off. Something is going to happen that you can't go again, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm at a space now where I'm like, okay, you can't plan a 1 year or a 2 year, like
we're up to 2 years.
We're up to 2 years, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting
happy
there.
For that. And the business, you've won awards in Jamaica for Morgan's Creek. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we've won Jamaica Manufacturing Exporting Award a few years back, Scotia Achiever. JBDC, quite
Yes.
quite
You've
quite a
actually made the
few.
rounds in winning the
Yeah,
awards.
yes,
Right now,
yes.
if you in the category, nobody else know what in there because the product is just so good, guys. You have to check out Morgan's Creek. I'm telling you, your skin will thank you.
It's it has blown my own mind. And when people come in the store and they talk about it, and because a lot of persons don't know that I am Morgan's Creek.
No, they don't know you. Can
So
you ever run a back?
and even when they come, they're just like, I remember the other day a gentleman came and he's like, "But you're new, man. Me not know you."
Not knowing you, run a back and listen to everybody
Right?
at the front.
And I'm just like, I say, yeah, man, I knew.
That's so good. And where do you see the business going? Because I've spoken about the export market and places where you want to see the brand. And now that we're planning a year or two in advance, where can we see Morgan's Creek in upcoming months?
Well, I'm so excited in terms of on our website. We get a lot of overseas sales now. I try to, I listen to my customers a lot. So, any ideas they have or whatever, I'll tweet this and I'll tweet that. And I think that's how I've grown because they're the base of Morgan's Creek. They're the reason why we exist. And I always say we because I always include my staff in it.
Yes.
My staff,
I love those ladies.
they are so supportive of everything.
Yeah.
So it's a we thing, it's a team. And I want to grow it for them too. I want them to be able to earn more money. I want them to have a better life.
Right.
So I do it a lot for them.
Nice. It's like a purpose.
It is.
Within a purpose.
Exactly.
Nice. So now that you're in a much better place health-wise, not out of the woods with any of the challenges, but dealing with them better. If there's anybody out there who has lupus, just found out, and keep hearing the bad news about what will happen to you, what will happen to your life, how much years you have left, and all of these bad news, what do you have to say to them?
I say to them, just go through the different stages. Go through the grieving process. Allow yourself to understand what it is that you're going through. Feel all the emotions and have positive and encouraging people around you, people that understand. It's okay to not be around the naysayers. It's okay to not be around the negative people because you're drawing from energy and you don't need that type of space.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're already going through so much and don't feel guilty because you're going through so much. Nobody knows what you're going through. So it's okay to feel sad and it's okay to feel happy. It's okay to acknowledge where you are in the journey. And it's not, if a doctor doesn't work out for you, find another doctor. If a friend doesn't understand, move on.
Yeah.
It can be about you.
Yeah.
It can be about you for a while.
It's about you.
It's okay to say it's about me for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from the looks of things, she's flourishing. I know when you come to the cold period, you get a little sick because, it gives you pain. But it's just such a blessing to see you move from one aspect of the sickness to another where you're feeling so much better about yourself, even after all the surgeries.
After all the surgeries.
And because you're always affirming people when they come into the store, Joni, I have my stack of affirmation cards. And on being Broadtail, I allow my guests to choose one. You don't get to see which one. And we see if it aligns with something that you've gone through, going through, or something you want to get to.
Okay.
Pick one.
Okay.
What does it say?
I create my own ideology of my beauty, value, and divinity, which makes criticisms from strangers obsolete. Perfect.
Perfect. Because while you were going through the different phases of the lupus, you kept looking different.
Every day.
Every day you look different. No hair, weight, no weight. And so what you look like really has to be credited to how you feel about yourself.
And Jamaicans, we don't make it any better.
No. Because especially down a country when them see you, they don't know about you. But when they see me, they say, when me a bigger go. I'm not saying, no, I try to look like the globe. I don't know, I reach there yet.
But that's how I know classism is in this country. Because when I have short hair, I'm treated different from when I have long hair.
Tell me.
When I have short hair, I look like a regular black girl. When I have long hair, you mix it something.
Oh, okay. You don't mix when you have short hair?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
No, you are always giving us gifts on Being Broadtail. This time, we get to give you a gift. And our friends at CPJ, they have given us this nice tote bag. It's Grey Goose Essences branded.
You can't have too many bags.
No, you can't have too much bag. Inside, you have your own bottle of Grey Goose for your celebrations,
Okay.
especially when you're going off to your vacationing. And you have a tumbler in there. You don't get a Morgan Street gift certificate, so you get a Broadtail gift certificate.
I greatly appreciate
it. So here you go.
Thank you very much. Oh, the bag heavy.
Yeah, man, things in there. Things in there for sure. And so we have been friends for over 20 years, but when it comes to posing, means nobody a friend. Nobody a friend. And I know you're an introvert, but I want you to give me your best confidence pose.
I'll try.
So let's do our posing. It's not a competition this time, guys, because Joni, I'm a friend. I mean, also she's an introvert, so I'm not really go ad on her, so it's not a competition.
Yeah, try to tone it down just a tad.
3 notch? All right.
Miss Cupid, hello, you fire bow on a row. I feel it elbow, in my toe, my elbow. I'm too late, hello, you fire bow on a row.
And then finally, as a business owner, I know that cash flow is very important, especially when you're paying staff and you have bills to pay. And so, as you know, we have our ZZ plans on Being Broadtail. It has East African origins and it's said to be the money tree. And so, as my friend, my love, me, I scoot it over to you.
And we touch it. That's what we do. We touch it.
We touch it. We
get it all in.
Two hands. All right. I still can't believe I got Joni to do my podcast, and I'm happy to share her journey with you, which I see as a big win. And I hope to share more wins from my guests with you as we explore the journey to confidence with another guest next week. So see you next week, same time, same place, with the spirited essence of Grey Goose on Being Broadtail. Being Broadtail is brought to you by CPJ, distributors of Grey Goose Essences, the Harry J Recording Studio, Broad Axe Communications, 1010 Events and Rentals, and Morgan's Creek.